Dawn from Indigo Bohemian Art here, and today I'm going to show you a ribbon pour over negative space. So without further ado, let's go to the art table. Hey, it's Dawn. I have a 16 by 20 canvas here, and I'm going to paint it black for negative space, and then I think I'm going to do a ribbon pour with these three colors I have off to the right. But first, I got to get this black paint spread around, and that's going to take me a minute or two, so I'm going to speed this right up. That should do it for the black paint. There's some pretty good coverage there. And now I need to go get a bigger cup. I forgot to put one out because I'm going to put these three colors mixed in a cup before I do my ribbon pour. So now I've got my cup, and we're just going to pour these colors in layers. No real rhyme or reason to them. Each one of these colors has a half a squirt of the coconut milk serum in it for cells. The black has none in it. So I'm just going to keep layering this until I've used up most of the paint. I mixed up just a little less yellow than the other two, the copper and the red, because last time I used this yellow, it overtook the whole painting, and I ended up pouring over it, so I went just a little lighter on that, so hopefully we don't have too much yellow. I wanted these colors to be warm and fiery, and I'm hoping that's the effect we're going to have when we're done here. And instead of orange, I use copper because I like to put a little sparkle in my paintings. Okay. I think I'll start in the top left-hand corner. And I'm just going to draw ribbons on a diagonal here. And then we'll tilt and stretch the paint out. Kind of looks like ribbons on a Christmas tree at the moment. Just trying to use up most of the paint here. Got a couple stripes here that are mostly red, but I've got some yellow and copper coming out of the cup now, so. I'm thinking I should have spaced these lines out a little more, but hopefully we'll be able to see some black between the colors after I tilt this. Okay. There's lots of cells popping up, so that's nice. All right. Well, I guess we're going to lift this up and tilt it. And hopefully something nice and pretty will turn up. I'm going to speed this up for a little bit because tilting can be slow and boring. I'll be right back. Okay, I think that's about as far as I can stretch it. I don't have quite enough paint on. There's a little bit in my cup here, so I'm going to do a little bit of work here in these black spaces just to fill in a little bit. And sometimes this happens, you don't mix up enough paint and you tilt and you realize that, okay, well that's not going to turn out the way I wanted. So I will try to get as much out of this cup as I can. I didn't scrape out the red, yellow, and copper cups, so there's a little bit of paint there too that I can use. And hopefully get a little more paint on this canvas so that we can tilt it and make it a better composition. At least that's the plan. So I'm just going to use up the rest of these paints, scrape them into my bigger cup. Unfortunately, the mix won't be quite the same as what the first one was, but hopefully it'll still look okay. That's the nice thing about abstract art, is that pretty much anything goes, and sometimes with these pours, if they don't turn out just right, you can reserve the right to tweak them a little bit, and that's what we're doing here. Just going to give it a little stir since we don't want it all to come out in solid red or solid yellow or solid copper, and we'll hope for the best. Oh, there's a lot of yellow in that stripe. Oh well, I guess we'll just have some bright corners on this painting. Just take a minute and try to get all the paint out of the cup. It tends to go a little slow. All right, so now we're going to tilt again, and hopefully we can get the design to go across those two black spots on the right hand side. I'm not speeding this up this time, but as you can see, sometimes the tilting goes slow. Even though the whole canvas had paint on it, there's still not a whole lot of paint there for the new paint to slide over. That's okay. We will exercise some patience and hope for the best. And hopefully it turns out okay and I won't feel like I have to re-pour the painting. Just keeping it real here. Sometimes things just don't go the way you hope they will. I really want this to move, but it's not moving very fast. It's moving, but just not very fast. And now we have a little more yellow in this bottom corner, and I don't know if I like that or not, but we're not finished yet. Okay. I'm just going to use my finger to spread a little bit of this paint around. Ended up with a little more of the black negative space on the right, but I think it'll be okay. You can always take the black and go back over some of the other spots and add more black, but I don't think I will. Okay. Just knocking off some paint drips, which makes the glove very messy. There's some pretty paint on my glove, so I'm just adding it to the corner. Make some nice ribbon pours off my gloves. This corner just still needed a little something. I certainly have messy gloves now from running all that stuff off the bottom. Oh well. I am reaching off camera for my creme brulee torch because I think we're going to try to pop some cells here. I'm just going to take a minute and run it over. There's enough of the coconut milk serum in the paint that there were already cells popping, but maybe we can get a few more. That might add to the design. My torch is getting a little low on fuel, so this goes a little slow when your flame is tiny. I'll have to remember to fill it up before my next video. Okay. Well, I dripped off my gloves. You saw how messy they were. I'm just kind of taking a little bit of black paint and blending in that muddy drop. So, good thing to remember is that if you're going to continue working on your painting after you've mucked up your gloves, you should probably wash them off or wipe them off. In this case, I am just going to peel them off. I don't think I have to pick up the painting to tilt it anymore, so I'm just going to get them off before I drip anything else on top of my painting. I'm going to hit it with the torch a little bit more. A couple spots here where I think I can get a few more cells to pop. There isn't as much negative space as I thought there might be when I first planned out what I wanted to do. I think it's not too bad. I don't think I want to hang it this way. I think maybe the corner on the bottom right might be on the upper right. Well, anyways, I'll show you soon when we come in for the close-up. I'll be right back. Okay, here we have the finished painting. I spent just a moment touching up the edges. So we're going to come in for the close-up here. As you can see, there are a lot of little cells, and that's probably because I stirred my paint too much before we mixed it. I do like the black lines running through it, or negative space. That one little stripe ended up having a lot of cells in it. And then here we have that funky corner that I kind of hand painted at the end. So, there we have a ribbon pour using negative space. If you like what you see, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.